Well, some of you were doing it even better the second time than the first time, so quite intriguing. Right, so you notice my cunning plan about how I'm leaving different kinds of gaps each day for you to fill in as good. Sutures today, what were you observing? Sutures or cadence of change title, the observer.
I was observing today.
Yep.
And we didn't have a chance to talk about this in the group, but I was thinking a lot about how you use language, and of course, like I guess we've been talking a lot about this week. But the question's better than statements, and what that might make the participant think about or feel.
Can you give us an example?
Feel your right leg versus how does it feel in your right leg? It's a really bad example, but you're putting the question on them to feel the sensation rather than really pointing them to it.
Zoran could probably comment about different kinds of, what's that propositional, a statement that's a proposition, which is a kind of, there's that question. Yeah. 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 Okay. No. The way the group laughed, I can tell that you didn't. I can't imagine you saying it anyway. Why don't you? Well, it'd be like the student, going, whatever is the answer, wouldn't it? Really something. Yeah, it's just like whatever. A bit old now. It's a bit, sometimes. All right, other features. What did you notice?
I have this really bad habit of when I start to get self-conscious, I say just all the time.
Yeah.
And it drives me bonkers, but it can't stop it. Yeah. And so
you and me both, and a lot of people in the room are doing it. Was it this group that I had a task in January last year where I was trying to not say just? No, it was with Seaus2, and then I just said, look, I'm just going to stop not saying it. Stop saying it because I was driving myself.
It drove me crackers, and the more I tried to stop it, the more I did it. Yeah. But as soon as I stop feeling self-conscious, it stops. So it's a nervous habit.
Get worse. Yeah. So I have heard it quite a bit in the room, and it's one of the things that will pop up. I noticed a lot, not just in Feldenkrais forum. Why is it not a good word? What's the influence of the word? If they just notice.
Downplaying it. This isn't so important. I'm just sort of dropping it in there.
Just do it.
Yeah.
And it throws it away. It throws the power of it away. So we do it to soften, but I think it must be a very valuable thing. But yeah, it drives me crackers. It's just Aussie. Yeah, it's so notice, but you will notice all sorts of funny little words that you do that you don't like. And in Amherst, well, there's one word that Feldenkrais himself keeps saying, is it like now? He starts a sentence with now all the time, and he's really trying to stop it. Get through. Another one is so. Like I often start a sentence with so, and that drives me crackers. That's more benign because so doesn't diminish anything like that. But yeah, it's one of my things as well. Yeah. Yeah, and it's a habit. Is that what you mean? Yeah, it's just ingrained and you don't even hear it. Oh. Oh, okay. I can get away with saying Justin, it's okay. Is that what you're saying? Maybe. If I've been saying it a lot, I actually haven't been monitoring.
I think maybe it's Jane saying Justin, she pointed it out for myself.
Yeah.
Is it even that?
So, I worked out, I used to start sentences with so because it would get people's attention. It was the attention getter. So, and then everyone would know to listen. Other observations of our students, yeah. Angela on the right, giving it to Kat on the left, because I got them slightly to the left.
I was thinking about how, I think it was yesterday, we were talking about how it can be more confronting as a teacher when you're doing a lesson where students are sitting up.
Yeah.
And I found it more confronting as a student, and also because proximity, so we could hear each other.
Yeah.
I was directly facing Alison, and so I was a bit.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You teach with your eyes closed. You can feel them.
In our group, I think one of the big things that came out of it all for us was to trust the process.
Yeah.
So as the various steps went through, people kind of were able to do different kinds of movements. So yeah, just trusting that if they couldn't do it up there, or if they weren't doing it up there, they would be reminded to do it down here.
Yeah. There is an ingeniousness here that you can. But you know what I'm saying now, and I hope you don't just have faith in this stuff. It's not uncertain, but evidence. You didn't hear me on my rant before. You had so Zoran, can I just say, Zoran was not sleeping. He had his earbuds in. Sure. No, he did have his earbuds in. Yeah.
Just to add to what Glory does, I've been pulling apart the ATM we're supposed to learn for next week, and the same process I've been noticing in their comments and prompts. And when you look at the prompts on their own from step to step, they really are beautifully leading to the end product. And because we know the end product, it's almost tempting to give them too much information at the start. So Glory called it trust the process. Probably a good way of describing it. So yeah, I did notice that the prompts all add up in what I'm trying to learn. So it's an important thing not to give too much information and ruin that self-discovery.
Yeah, that's absolutely paramount, because you'll rob the person of their self-discovery. And the greatest, I mean, I know what's the greatest gift in film class? Self-discovery is today's greatest gift. So, you know, if I can, what Raymond just said, what was that? Yeah. Underline what you said. Like, put your ego on hold. Just because you know it, you can say it, and if you want them to do it, give them the space. Yeah, Alison. Anybody now? We've opened up.
Just on that point, though, one of the things that I didn't do and came up to at the beginning is I think it's really important that if, when the person goes round to the left or the right, or the left, that they have you go round to resistance.
Yeah.
Just to instill ease.
Quality.
And so, you know, sometimes quality might be a hard word to use with a general group. But I completely agree with the idea that the self-discovery but sometimes it's also important to set up certain parameters at the beginning. I guess is what I understand. So a person doesn't go swinging around to the left and corkscrewing themselves at first, because then they're not going to feel that. They're not going to discover for themselves that variation. Because whatever. So, anyway, I just brushed past that with him, and I kept doing it anyway. But I hadn't kind of set a marker, so then I felt probably my
You would have got away with it in this group because they would have self-referenced to quality or ease or whatever. You're absolutely right, though. In the general public, they will go as far as they can push themselves. Some of them, and because they've been to physios or whatever, where the point is, you go to the end of your range. Like that's the point of the test, to see where the end of range is. Like where do you stop? That's the correct thing to do. And so you're absolutely right. You have to really carefully set up that the fundamental principle. One of the competencies that you need to articulate is this idea that you are learning to work and stay in this concept of quality, which we sense as a real sense in terms of effort. So going as far as feel easy, or where the quality changes, or where the ease changes, or you get a spike in effort, or start practicing this kind of language, which is the ability to articulate these principles so that you can teach it and set that up and keep referring to it, because that's the skill you're training. Yeah, that's the skill you're training. That's the gift we've got to offer in Autumn.
Following on from what Alison was saying, I agree, of course, about setting up the careful parameters.
Yeah.
And I think it's also the role of the teacher or the facilitator, whatever you call them, is to help all of those students. So, it'd be quite a task to have a large class and you scanning all the time and noticing what people are doing for safety, but also for success. That's a really important part of it as well. So there has to be this balance between, I think, the balance between self-discovery, safety, and success. We're trying to ensure all of those things, because without the way, you're going to have that feeling of self-discovery. It's probably, I think, better. I think it's better to assist somebody than to have them feel like they didn't get to do it.
Yeah.
And they go home. You want them to go home to sort of a relation.
Maybe, not maybe, yes, definitely. I mean, I'm really curious about the word success, because I'll give you an example. So sometimes you can see it's because people are moving further. Now, sometimes you can see it and people can't feel it. That's a real trick, because then they don't. Then you can see that they're moving further, but they're not feeling it because whatever. Can't think of it. It hasn't happened in the room this week, but it certainly happens a lot in ATM generally. And then the other thing is, what might success look like? So I'll use the example of the ATM this morning, where I was giving you my process parallel to the actual lesson. So people were coming up afterwards, really chuffed about realizations and learnings that they've made in that lesson. I had no idea, because it's a chaotic lesson and everyone was doing it slightly differently. So I had no idea what success looked like. And so, I'm agreeing with you. You have to monitor that, and you do want people to feel, yes, that's right. And I mean, of course, your answer back to me could be something like, with Susan, such a chaotic, random lesson to the general public. Well, that would be the retort that I would give you, because that would be.
But
yeah.
And maybe, and so again, it's to you, you, and okay, I shouldn't have said this,
Yeah.
But it's a great thing. I mean, your
Yeah.
language will tell, you know, if
Yeah.
you feel more flexible, or
Yeah.
if you feel longer, or if you feel more relaxed, and that's terrific. You're feeling,
Yeah.
you're affirming.
Yes, yes,
That's
yes. Yep,
So
your point.
isn't always
Success. Yeah. So validating that finding ease is successful. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Success at meeting yourself, at finding quality.
Yeah.
It, you need to remind, I think you do need to remind people that that's what success is
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
in a healthy person.
Yeah. Yeah. And for the, you know, whatever, what the 10% of people who don't feel anything, you have to validate that experience too. Or who feel, still feel really uncomfortable, or you know, not everybody's going to get up being bright and shiny. Yeah, the experience is validated. So therefore, you felt with this lesson, you know, your chances are, your expectation is to experience these sorts of things, but it's not a given. So this is a learning thing. All right, 4:30. So that's 3 days in a row that you've, so 3 out of the 4 of you taught at 8 p.m. and lived to tell the tale. So it is a survivable experience, and the 4th person becomes the 5th person tomorrow and the next day. You can get advice from your peers who've survived. But it seems a bit of a nonsense to bother getting nervous about it, doesn't it, really? Feel free to get nervous, but, you know, I can't really see the point. Self-conscious maybe, but anyway. All right, thanks for today. We'll see you tomorrow.